Konnichiwa minasan, Marina desu. So today is going to be a little bit more of a serious video. There's just a lot going on in the world, and if you live in the United States, if you're on social media in any form, you're probably aware of what's going on. I identify as an Afro-Latina, Black Latina. I am American. I am aware of my Afro roots. I'm proud of my Afro roots. I'm proud of my other sides too. I'm not just of Afro descent. I am Cuban and Salvadorian. Therefore, I have also Native, Spaniard, of course, Taino, specifically for the Native side. Honestly, I don't feel, I'm not happy. I'm not happy with many things that's going on. So I kind of just want to talk to you all. I've gotten a lot of new subscribers, so thank you for liking my content enough to be a part of my channel, of course. But of course, it's not a very happy time for many of us, especially those who are Black and Afro descent. So I'm gonna be transparent to you. I'm not very happy, and to be quite honest, it was kind of hard it was really hard for me to even make this video. And yeah, I'm if I seem tired, if I seem not happy, you kind of know why. And even if I make another video that tends to be on the happier side, just know that I am still hurting. I am still mad. But I'm okay. Obviously, I'm safe, and I can't really complain for my health. But for people like me whose rights are being questioned, whose rights are being validated, that's another conversation, which I'm not going to really discuss on here. Because today is actually a collaborative video with a few other Black Lolitas in the Black Lolita YouTubers space. Myself and a few other of these beautiful ladies here, we're going to be telling you our stories as a Black Lolita, experiences that we've went through, good or bad, neutral. And I really want you to just listen to our stories. I just honestly, I like that there's this movement, this Black Lives Matter movement, but honestly, this is something that I've always been pro for. And even though I don't make it very vocal on YouTube, I try to separate political things with my hobbies. But quite honestly, it's really not a political stance. You might have heard on social media, it's a human rights stance. So I just want you to listen to not just myself, but also there's a whole playlist with the other Black Lolitas that are making the same video, and I will be answering the same questions as them. We're all going to be giving our perspectives. We're all going to be giving our own different stories. So yeah. So I'm going to be looking down to my notes. I have a whole thing, kind of like touch points. I want to the questions that I have to answer. So I'm going to be looking down on my laptop a lot. I'm going to be showing you what questions we're all answering. I'm going to have it there on the screen. But I'm also going to be looking on my laptop, so I kind of make sure I touch on some key highlights that I have for my answers, of course, to these same questions that the other Black Lolitas are answering. So yeah. So the first question is, what has been the reaction from family and friends? Negative, positive, extreme, neutral. For me, I have been blessed where I do not have a family that judges me very much for my lifestyle choices. I mean, my mom knows I wear Lolita a lot. She knows I'm obsessed with Miku, honestly. So really, I have been blessed with a very supportive family. I know other people could not say the same. I even have family in Cuba who absolutely loves that I wear Lolita. Like whenever I visit, they would tell me like, oh, you look so cute in your dresses, etc. So really, I just have a lot of love from family and friends. The only really negative time I've ever received from a friend was an ex-boyfriend. He didn't like, he was actually there when I started Lolita in 2015-ish. He was there from the beginning, so he didn't like it at all. So I mean, that's part of the reason why we broke up. So that's why he's an ex-boyfriend. But in general, honestly, I haven't really lost many friends that I know of, and if I have, then I'm not friends with them, but really my friends and family have been pretty supportive. Of course, my mom, she kind of questions me, how much are these Lolita dresses, and I don't blame her. My father, he's not in my life, in case you're wondering. He actually passed away it'll be almost 10 years now, so unfortunately he wasn't able to really see these hobbies that I've got into, which is sad, of course, but obviously he can see from up above that I'm into Lolita. So the next question is, what is something you think that affects Black Lolitas differently than non-Black Lolitas? Honestly, when I first started wearing Lolita, I was afraid that certain prints or like wig styles, wig colors weren't gonna look good on my skin. I thought that in general, Black women are already being told that we're too loud, we're too extra, etc. So kind of starting in Lolita, I was a little bit nervous about that, but like the whole reason why I got into Lolita is because I want to express myself, so I don't really give a flying frick of what others might think. Yeah, like Black women in general are already being told that we're loud and rowdy, so that is something that definitely I would think that non-Black Lolitas think about. It's almost like we think if we're worthy of occupying space. As horrible as that sounds, unfortunately that is true for a lot of Black Lolitas. Next question is, have you ever experienced racism while wearing Lolita, and do you think it was any worse because you stood out more? While in Lolita, I have not, thankfully. I have been catcalled in Lolita, but that's a different subject. I have caught people taking secret pictures of me, but whenever I see these secret pictures or videos of me, I just pose for them because obviously that's what they want. But to answer the question, I have not experienced racism in Lolita. I have outside Lolita, of course, but not directly because of Lolita. I do know people, unfortunately, that have, and I would think, in regarding to the second part of the question, do you think if it was any worse because you stood out more? I think yes. I think when people see a Black woman and see her in pastels or anything, they might think she's trying to be intimidating, she's trying too much, she's trying too hard, she's trying to be popular, she's trying to stand out, she's trying to do everything. Maybe that person is trying to stand out, okay, but what does that have to do with their clothes? Like, why can't they just dress how they want, kind of thing? Okay, next question. How do you deal with the belief that Black people shouldn't wear sweet Lolita or more pastel colors? For example, Black people can't wear bright colors, certain colors do not go well with dark skin. This was a big thing for me when I kind of decided that my wardrobe was gonna be pink. Kind of tying back with the other question, this is something that I have heard many times in my life, that, oh, these certain colors won't look good on your skin. Oh, you should wear more nudes or more neutral colors because you're brown, so it wouldn't go with your skin tone. But if you look at other non-black people who wear the same colors, you can say the same for them. Like, like there's neon green isn't gonna look good on anyone. But does that mean not to wear it? No, no, exactly no. So, I've heard this so many times, and I feel like that's part of the reason why a lot of just in general, just black women or black people that identify as women, just try to avoid like bright colors because they think they might look ratchet or ghetto. Like that's kind of like the whole stereotype with the whole bright colors and pastels. Even like one of my favorite like J Fashion wears, she's a stripper and she wears all these neon colors and she looks beautiful. I love her, so follow her if you want like bright stripper lady, color lady. So follow her if you want a black woman that just all she wears is neon colors. Like I personally don't wear neon colors. Honestly, I'm more of a pastel kind of person. So good on her. I just don't really like the neon colors. I don't know. It's just too... It's not my style. Like, I don't have anything against neon colors, obviously, but it's just really not my style. I prefer more pastel colors. So with the wearing pastel colors, not wearing Lolita and like kind of not caring about like wearing bright colors or pastel colors really is a privilege in its own. Like I know for me, like I've always have to think about like, oh, if this color will look good on me or so and so. So really, it's such a privilege to not even have that mindset. Next question is, if I want to join a predominantly black Lolita community, where or how could I find one? So on Facebook, there's a few groups that I highly recommend. There's the Black Lolita community on Facebook. Of course, I'll have the links in the description. There's the Black Girls Are Kawaii Facebook page. It's not a group, it's more of a Facebook page, so they kind of like just show like different like black girls that are in like kawaii fashion or like cosplay. It's kind of like a mix. And then there's another group on Facebook called Black J Fashionista Society. So that's a Facebook group you can join. There's also the Kei Club. It isn't exclusively for black people, but it's very inclusive, and honestly I highly recommend that. And aside from that, don't be afraid to DM me on Instagram or Facebook if you're kind of looking for more like black girls that were Lolita in your life and to really talk to. Another resource that will be available is actually a KawaiiMelanin club. A few of the black Lolitas that I've collaborated with have started this like cute club for black Lolita, so please refer to that as well. I'll have more information about that, so just keep your eyes peeled. If not, I might have a link to that or something. The details just hasn't been ironed out, so just look forward to that too. But those Facebook groups I highly recommend. Of course, again, I'll leave the link in the description. And last question: what advice would you give someone who is nervous about wearing Lolita due to their race? This is a hard one. I would say if you can find a friend who happens to wear Lolita or any other J fashion who can be with you while out, that would be great. If not, see if you can find or have one of your trusted friends have you try out whatever style you want to wear and have that friend go with you out in public. And I say this because there's always safety in numbers. Always, 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 always. And if you're afraid of being harassed, you're less likely to be harassed if you're with a group of friends, even just if it's like one friend. Like if you're just like in Lolita going to Claire's or something, like you're going to go through the mall. And versus if you're alone in Lolita and it's obviously like your first time ever out in public, your first coordinate, you're more likely to get harassed. If you can go out with a friend, I highly recommend it. Like honestly, your confidence will be boosted up, and you're with someone that's safe. Another advice for someone who is nervous about wearing Lolita due to her race, I would say just join these Facebook groups that are geared towards Black and brown and POC Lolitas on Facebook and Instagram. Because I feel like if you see images of other Black people in Lolita, female or male, or non-binary, you'll see that there's all different types of people that wear this fashion that look just like you. And really, another tip or advice that I can give you, try to follow more Black Lolitas on Instagram. If you have Instagram, follow more Black Lolitas. I'm not saying don't follow white Lolitas. I'm not saying that at all. But if you see only one type of people, then that's all you're going to think is what's made for this fashion. Whereas if you see different people, like someone that's Indian, someone that's from Malaysia, someone that's from Africa, someone that's from the UK, Japan, etc., and they look different than like the supposed standard of Lolita, which is pink, skinny, and white, or Asian. Those are the standards of Lolita that people think that Lolita fashion should only be. But obviously, Lolita is a very global fashion, and different types of people wear it. But there are people that still think that Black people should not wear Lolita. Thankfully, it's kind of changing. People are being more vocal, I guess, about that kind of BS thinking. But there's still people that feel that way. And there's still people that are toxic. There's still people that are racist in J fashion. And with niche communities, it's really bad. It's really bad. So those are the only advices that I can give you. And again, like, feel free to DM me. Feel free to message me on either it could be a comment on one of my videos, or if you want to follow me on Instagram or just send me a DM on Instagram. I don't care if you follow me or not. Just send me a DM on Instagram if you want to get into this fashion and you're feeling scared and you need some sort of like friend, whether I'll be your virtual buddy. Like, honestly, that's how I feel. Yeah, so that's it for this video. So like I mentioned in the beginning, this is a collaborative video with other Lolitas, and there's going to be a playlist of these other videos. This is one of the videos in that playlist, so please go to the other videos, watch them. If you're non-Black, really listen to our stories, really listen. And while thankfully I haven't experienced anything too horrible, it's still a mental thing that I've felt, even though I have not been harassed by a racist bigot on the street while in Lolita. It's still a stigma that is in many Black people's minds, regardless of if they have or not. It's just been taught by our system, so please. And of course, please stand with your Black creators and support as much as you can. Even if you can't donate, even if you can't protest, try to donate. And if you can't donate, try to share information. And if you see campaigns, there's plenty of Black-owned shops that are doing BLM donation campaigns. Try to do that. If you want to do some shopping, I would just do that. Like, you don't have to even directly donate to a organization. You can just buy pins from these people. Like, just spend $30 somewhere. That's still something than not doing anything. Like, honestly, like, I probably bought like 5 or 6 pins from several Black-owned creators that are donating to BLM organizations, legal funds, bail funds, etc. So that's really all I have for today. I'm not sorry that this video is not happy. I just really want you to learn, and please just listen. That's all you need to do, and there's no reason to argue. There's no reason to try to invalidate someone. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.